welcome to the show. We're at a Tuck store because we're going to be talking about hunting spies and classy video games.
Getting married.
Today on the show, we're taking a look at Spy Hunter 2, Wheel of Fortune, Beyond Good and Evil, and in Versus, it's Need for Speed Underground against Project Gotham Racing 2. First game we're going to talk about is Spy Hunter 2. This one's from Midway. We looked at it on the Xbox, but it's also available for the PlayStation 2. What'd you think of this one, man?
Now, if I recall correctly, like most games, you gave this one a 10.
I really loved
the original, the Spy Hunter.
I loved Spy Hunter 1. I was so anticipating Spy Hunter 2, and it has left me absolutely devastated.
The graphics in this game, especially on the PlayStation 2 version,
right,
really look like a PlayStation 1 game.
I know, they're really bad on the PlayStation 2.
It really does.
They're much better on the Xbox.
When you take a game compared to graphically to a game like Project Gotham Racing or Gran Turismo,
this one's nowhere near that.
In the previous Spy Hunter, you had like 3 or 4 different objectives per mission. It was a lot more challenging the first time around, but a little bit more tedious, especially as you got later in the game.
Right.
This one, they kind of took all of that out, and it's basically get from point A to point B. You just have to finish the level, which is different this time around. The problem is that some of the objectives and missions are literally completely impossible.
Absolutely.
Like I don't know how the game got through testing.
You compound that onto the fact that the car is so flimsy. You do have some nice weaponry in the thing. You've got your regular machine guns, you can drop mines, and you can pick up lasers and rockets and all kinds of cool stuff like that, but your car takes so much damage so quickly, and then you have stupid missions like the escort one in Russia where you have to get this guy to a plane, and you're racing down this runway, and you're trying to shoot all the bad guys and not hit the plane, and of course the plane is in the shot, and the plane keeps getting destroyed. And that level took us forever to get past.
Well, the problem with that as well is that there's no checkpoints. You have to start all over again back at the beginning. It's fun for the first 2 or 3 times, but it's so hard to beat the plane.
That just artificially lengthens the game.
You have to do it like 15 or 20 times to get lucky enough to pass it. And this is like the second level.
Yeah.
What about the cars with the spinning tire things that come out, all the James Bond and all that stuff? And where is all that stuff?
No, instead we get pickup trucks with green neon sort of insignias all over them, and they just all look exactly the same.
I don't get it.
Which is really frustrating, too, because it seems like a lot of the targeting reticles are all the same color as the enemies, and sometimes you're trying to protect people that have a targeting reticle over them.
Say reticle?
Reticle. Reticle. You've never heard that word before?
Reticle?
No. Reticle. The game does feature some multiplayer modes as well. You can actually play co-op missions, and Tommy and I tried this out where one person's driving and shooting, and then the other person gets to move a cursor around the screen. Interesting idea, but not that fun, actually. Did you have a good time moving the cursor around?
No.
No. I was really looking forward to this. It really let me down. 5 out of 10.
I give it a 6. On the positive side, there's not too many car games out there where you can drive and shoot. The cinematics are well done, and upgrading and modifying your car weapons is always fun.
On the negative side, the graphics are very poor by today's standards. The control, although arcadey, is probably a little bit too unrealistic. And the most disappointing thing about this game is the frustrating levels of difficulty, including missions that don't have checkpoints. All right, let's switch over from Spy Hunter and espionage action adventuring to a game show video game. This is Wheel of Fortune. It's by Atari. We looked at it on the PlayStation 2. What did you think of this one?
Well, there's not too many video games out there that you can play with Grandma.
No, there aren't.
That's a fact.
That
right?
should have been the tagline.
I have played great Wheel of Fortune games in the past. There was a good one on the Genesis,
right.
Some on the PC as well.
Right.
Taking Wheel of Fortune into the next platform, I thought there's so many great things that you could do with this. Unfortunately, they probably spent about, $7,000 making this entire game. Well, I mean, this is awful. Come on, how hard is it to put online play? That would have opened up a whole new thing where three people can get on, Xbox Live
Probably
or
would have just
PlayStation
been
Online.
three people too.
And no, you kidding me?
Been the whole...
No, stop being a video game snob now. There's other games out there. Let's start at the top though.
Yes.
No Pat Sajak.
Right. Whoops.
What? If you can't get Pat Sajak to do the Wheel of Fortune game, then you don't do one.
So what they've done...
Well, so what they did instead is...
Vanna White hosting the game.
And now, here's your host for Wheel of Fortune, Vanna White.
Thanks, Charlie. Welcome to our game. We've got some great new puzzles for you, so let's get started.
Yet, they don't even have a girl or anyone who turns the letters around.
You know what they should have done? They should have had Pat Sajak turning the letters.
That's an idea.
That's what they should have done.
That's
There's
an idea.
one more idea that we're giving to them for nothing.
This is a DVD. You would think at least what they could do is have nice compressed video. No,
Yeah.
wrong.
Because they show all the prizes, right?
There's nothing fishy about a deep-sea fishing excursion off the Florida Keys. An all-expense-paid getaway priced at $5,600.
You're one of 3 contestants.
Everybody knows how Wheel of Fortune works. We don't have to waste people's time.
Well, let
Come
me
on.
quickly explain,
Let's
okay?
trash the game some more.
All right, well, you spin the wheel, and you get a certain amount of dollars that you can collect if you unlock a particular letter from the phrase that's up on the board there.
It's Hangman.
Basically.
With a wheel.
That's true. That's what it is.
There you go.
There's some bankrupt letter things where you can lose all your dough or you can lose a turn. Actually, I'd say it's 90% luck, 10% skill. Because if you can just start doing the guesswork to sustain ownership of
The wheel.
and keep going on it, you're going to win every time.
They do have some of the sound effects from the show, some of the wheels spinning in the audience.
The
is
voice
there.
work is really bad too. I thought it's really scratchy.
Oh my God, the quality
Yeah.
of the voiceovers was
It's
horrible.
not nice.
How about an M, as in good?
I did like that you can track your stats and you can create a career if you ever wanted to be a career Wheel of Fortune player.
Hey, where was the VO recognition
That would have
on
been
the
good.
headset?
Yeah.
Hey, I'd like to solve the puzzle, Vanna. I'm giving it a 3.5.
I'm going to give it a 3.5 as well.
On the positive side, now here's one game you can play with Grandma. There's tons of cool statistics tracking, and it's got that great wheel spinning sound right from the TV show.
On the negative side, where's Pat Sajak? The production quality of this game is atrocious. And the load times, especially if you're disinterested in Wheel of Fortune like I am, are unbearable. Stick around. After the break, it's Beyond Good and Evil, which I'm happy to report is not like Wheel of Fortune